Well, look about, look about, look about, look about, ooh wee.
Ada's here.
Well,
Real name.
Hello, piggies.
Hello.
Yeah. I like being called a piggy.
I don't know why I started saying it, but I really enjoy it.
It's one of my
It
favorite.
makes me feel mischievous.
Thank you for coming in and spending time with us. It's
Pleasure.
lovely-
Thank you for
lovely
having
to have
me.
you.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
You're up in Glasgow this weekend because your alter ego. How do you refer to Ada?
She, her.
Fair.
In terms of like not me.
Yeah.
Weirdly, it's like
Yeah,
an alter. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So would you
Ada
is alter
Campe, to
ego
be clear, sorry.
I'd say alter ego.
So
Yeah.
your alter ego is on this evening and
Yes.
tomorrow. You're up for the weekend.
Yeah.
Comparing our weekend, which is class. Have you done that? I think I know the answer. But have you done that before?
No.
Not here.
Shit! Yeah, I think you've done it in Edinburgh, though, haven't you?
I've done it in Edinburgh.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Never here. I was here for the first time, maybe the year before last, during the Fringe. I popped over and did a couple of spots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
great. Oh, so you have been on the stage, you just haven't compared before?
Yes. Yeah.
I understand. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Great,
amazing.
that's exciting.
I know.
Looking forward to it.
Very much so.
Cool.
I just remember this being a lovely room.
Yeah.
And I love the stand anyway. I'm sort of, not even sucking up when I say just I'm thrilled to be
Nice.
with y'all.
Class.
And I love Glasgow, so
Yeah.
tick.
It's a great
Because,
place.
as we were just discussing before the pod started, I was told to
Save it
shut
for
up.
the pod.
You spent a period of time here in the past when you were studying.
Yeah, I did my drama. I was at drama school. I was at RSAMD, which is now the
Now the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland.
Conservatoire. I came here. I was here basically 2001. I did it was an Master of Drama in Acting, which wasn't because I was snazzy. It's just because at the time, drama schools weren't degrees,
Right, okay.
and my family had been like, if you're going to do a drama, you have to go and do a degree. Whereas I was desperate to go to drama school, so I got out a massive loan, which I now know would be massiver, but at the time was quite big.
Yeah.
And then so I did a year. I was here 2001, basically a calendar year, and then graduated 2002.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have good memories from there?
The stand had just opened
That's true.
in Glasgow.
We opened April 2001, so yeah.
2000.
Sorry, 2000.
2000,
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's 25 years this year.
Oh wow!
I am not running all
We
cylinders
just had
today.
our
I'm so
birthday
sorry.
party.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Thanks to me. Yeah, it was
So
great.
do you have any particular good memories of Glasgow from back then, or?
Yeah, no, I worked front of house at the Tron.
Oh no way!
wow.
That's
Yeah.
where my sister works.
Oh,
No, yeah.
I worked there. Worked for the Panto. That was really fun. When we went to see, because I'd done my undergrad drama degree in London, I really wanted to just focus on the drama school bit. So I was a real geek. I went in every day and I warmed up every day, and we saw all the theatre. We drank Smirnoff Ices.
Wow.
This dates this, and sang "Reach for the Stars" in pubs. And
Oh, nice.
And flew on Ryanair. That was mostly it.
Oh.
Yeah, up and down. And the big one was I grew my hair. So I had short hair. And I thought, I'll go to drama school, I'll grow it, and I'll get more work that way. And so I just gradually curtains like the whole thing. All my headshots are horrible. And grew my hair long eventually, went back to London, didn't get any work, cut it off again, got work. So that was a waste
There you go.
of everyone's
Well,
time.
you wouldn't. Yeah, if you didn't try it though, you would have thought.
Yeah, but what if?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was lovely. I'm a fan. And there was this place called the Magic Tea Shop.
Oh, I don't know if that survived. I'm so sorry.
No.
Where was that?
Good question. In the West End, sort of towards, over the bridge, towards the
There's
West
an
End.
absolute colossal number of coffee shops in the West End. I suppose there always was, but
Yeah.
there's so many of them. I can't think of any dedicated tea shops.
Well, there used to be Chayovna.
No more.
Yeah, Chayovna.
Is Chayovna still there?
That was
well,
it.
it's sort of shut down, maybe opened again.
That was it.
Okay.
On Otago Street.
And you could go and sit on kind of a bed and...
Pretty sick.
Yeah, okay. Well, it might still be there then. I don't know if Chayovna's opening.
It certainly was going to shut down.
Okay.
It was threatening.
It's threatening.
But I loved it. We went to see kind of Robert Lepage, and we were fully immersed in everything. And we got to do the Fringe one summer. So poor, never been poorer than at that Fringe, where I played a dead French peasant, and
like,
brand.
Literally lying
spent
down.
a lot of my time in HSBC going, please can I extend my overdraft, whilst
Jeez.
wearing a brown headscarf and eating chips with gravy.
Je suis skint.
Oh my god! But
Bonjour, piggies.
But then my sister moved here. So my sister was at ballet school, then came up to work with Scottish Ballet, and ended up living here for 15 years. She's only just left.
Oh, so she's just
Where's she
abandoned
gone?
us.
She's gone. She's gone to North London. Given up dancing, gone to North London.
Oh.
Change of career.
Wow.
Oh my god, did she retrain as an IT specialist?
It's her new job in cyber.
No.
Is she the one from the
Richelieu.
That would have been good. So yes, great affection.
Well, we have great affection for you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming back. So, I mean, I'm trying to work out how long I've known you for now, because we met during the Edinburgh Festival, but I can't think what year that would have been.
Maybe.
Was it pre-COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So like 20. Was the first one with the stand, or was it before the stand?
Maybe before, because I was doing spots for this, because, so 2018 was my first year, or was it 2019 with the stand? I think maybe it's 2019.
It's around that time, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. But yeah, I was doing some spots. I was around and about, but maybe my first, I can't remember if it was 2018 or 2019 with the stand. But yeah, then.
Can you describe the character of Ada Campe for someone who doesn't know?
Yes. So,
whatever interpretation to describe the character.
I guess in real life she's kind of an old school variety act, except that category doesn't really exist anymore. So now she kind of falls under sort of drag adjacent, which she sort of isn't actually, although in many ways she also is, in that she's not an expression of my gender identities per se, but she has a funny voice, who wears a lot of makeup, wigs, feathers, and is very camp, and has a funny camp name. So I suppose she's quite flamboyant. She's probably about 20 years older than me, I reckon. She does magic, she sings, she's sort of can be quite whimsical and quite odd, but has a good energy, I would say.
Yeah, she's class.
And doesn't look like me. I know that, but I wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
So and she's kind of magic, comedy, variety, cabaret, general titting about.
Yeah.
General titting about is bang on.
And
That's the name of your next Fringe show.
It should be.
Yeah.
How long has she existed?
She has existed.
The dawn of time.
She's existed for money. I will make that delineation. Since kind of 2016 to 2017.
Okay.
Ish. Yeah.
Does it go back further than that though?
Yeah.
Did Ada appear in your childhood?
She's always she kind of directly came out of a job I had as a magician's assistant when I was an actor.
It's so cool. I want to be a magician's assistant so bad.
You can live your dreams, do it.
Took it tonight. No.
But I mean, it's a really busy bill. There's 5 acts on. I've got to do the prize draw, so I don't know if I have time.
They don't have to be on.
Well, come in early tomorrow. I'll do something. I had a job when I was an actor. So I was an actor for about 10 years, and I had a job as a magician's assistant in a late night magic cabaret show in a tiny theatre just off Piccadilly Circus. And I was playing a character called the lovely Rita, who was in a double act, and I was kind of the bitch wife of the magician. They didn't get on. He did all the magic and I did all the misdirection. So he didn't talk, and the wife did all the talking and the misdirection. And I'd done comedy before, and sketch comedy and radio comedy, but I'd never done character. And this sort of beast began to emerge. And we did the Fringe for a couple of years, and we did doing stuff. And then about 2008ish, a friend came to see and said, I think you should develop this character on your own. And it kind of came on from there. And then when I tried to do it by herself, obviously the magician who I was working with still does that double act with somebody else, so to change the name. And then I had to change her whole purpose, really, and got into wanky actor mode, because I was like, if she the whole thing of he'd been the foil and she was there, and she didn't have a deep voice or anything, but I was like, why would she be on stage if she hates it so much? She'd just go home. And so she became a lot more curious and a bit more mischievous. And the only thing was, I didn't really have any magic, because I'd always been the misdirection, even though I disappeared and into boxes and out of boxes, so I knew how that worked. But in terms of one person doing magic...
So you were more like Penn Jillette. Sort of, you did all the talking like this, and Teller's the one doing all the actual magic.
I would never describe them legally as in that way.
I'll do it. I'm not in the magician's circle.
Penn Jillette.
Penn and Teller.
But why Gillette?
His name is Penn Jillette.
Why did Penn?
His full name.
I
Taylor is just called Taylor, but Penn is
the best a magician can get.
I thought you were being like Penn-ette.
His name is Penn Gillette. Is his full name. Fun thing about him, right? He's got because he talks all the time, but he never actually wears a microphone. But it's because his glasses are custom made and there's microphones in his glasses. It's very clever.
That's so cool.
Because he always wears them, and it means he doesn't have to worry about having a mic on him, because he's just always got them on his head.
So they're like a radio mic.
Yeah, he wears radio mic. Yeah, so and they're built into his glasses, which is really cool.
Teller kind of freaks me out. I think anytime I see Teller, he's got that look that there's a bit dead behind the eyes.
Like he's a serial killer.
Have you ever met them?
No, I've never met them. I was actually at the Magic Circle last night. but they're not. No, they're not members of the Magic Circle because
they kept revealing all the
they
tricks.
They give away secrets. But they donated something for. So there's something of theirs. I can't remember what it is in the museum, in the public bit of the museum that we were in last night.
Oh, cool.
So I totally derailed you while you were talking about them because I started talking about Pendulette. You were saying that you were the talky one, so you didn't necessarily have much magic at the time.
Yeah, I didn't have much solo magic to do, so that was a bit more of a slow burn. But then I did it. I didn't know what it was, and I sort of did it as a weird, odd party trick occasionally because I didn't want to give it the kind of energy of like that I have acting of like, well, I'm not achieving this, I'm not doing that, I don't know what it is. And then when I stopped acting and started doing a PhD in theatre history, Ada became an outlet. I could do it when I wanted. I could write it, and I was sort of changing the way I was thinking and gained in confidence. So she sort of emerged more when I was doing that, and then I kind of did her in tandem for a while, and then I've been fully freelance for a couple of years now.
Sick.
I remember you told me you were like taking the plunge. I was like, Ada's going full time, baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I still do my academic stuff, but you, of
course,
you mostly do that for free anyway. So
did you have to like learn a lot of magic then, or like did you just do this? Like, was there stuff that you had to learn for the show, or is it just stuff you knew already?
No, not really. Stuff because we did quite big illusions in the double act show, and as I said, there were actually, because magic can be quite disappointing if you know how it's done. There were tricks that we did for years that I never knew how they worked because I didn't need to know, and it was easier for me to sell that to the audience if I didn't know. So genuinely, tricks we would do for a long time, I'd be like, actually, don't tell me if I don't need to know. So yeah, it took taken a while to develop what she does, and I've been very lucky that magicians have been very kind to me. I'm not a threat to them, or they're not trying to come for my thing. And also that a lot of time you often magicians, maybe less so in cabaret, but often in kind of more sort of everyday magicians, they often justify their props. This is just an ordinary this or an ordinary that. Ada doesn't have to do any of that. She can just pull anything out of the air and go this thing and do something with it, which kind of frees you up for a world of imagination.
So
just wait, David Cockerill's going to walk out tomorrow in Vegas. Hello, piggies.
I would love that so much. But yeah, I started doing some comedy things, and then I was doing a gig at the Poodle Club, which is a small comedy club in South London, and the owner of that club suggested I go for the Hackney Empire New Act of the Year show. I'd never done any competition, and so went for that, and then Ada ended up winning that, and then then I also entered that year Leicester Square Old Comedian of the Year, which now no longer it's called the Not So New.
Excellent.
But do you know how old you had to be to enter the Leicester Square?
Was it like 25 or something?
Oh no, 35.
Still
though, there's people starting who are well over that.
But
it's like in X Factor when what was it?
Was like 22.
Yeah, it was 25. It was
That's
over
why I said
25.
25. Right?
Madness. And then that amused me that Ada had won New Act and Old Comedian in the same year, which was good fun.
That's very good.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I should do this more seriously. Well, I learned doing that double act that it was much better not to tell people. Because people will come up with the most fantastical explanations.
Yeah, it's like it ruins the...
Yeah, totally ruins it. And we're in this it's literally this place called German Street Theatre. It's just behind Piccadilly Circus. And the audience have to cross the stage to go to the loo. Yeah. So they've already been backstage. They can see that there's no traps or anything. They know. So if you disappear in that space and then reappear, they're just genuinely like... And then hearing the kind of explanations was golden. So I was like, I will not say.
That is amazing.
And that's why I won't ask. So I can really sell it when it's...
How long have you been a member of the Magic Circle?
I joined during the pandemic. So probably 4 years or something.
Do you have to pay? Is it like a union?
What's the credentials? Did you have to be a magician? Can I join?
I think you have to be...
This won't work on it.
Brilliant.
Check behind your ear.
The people only listening. I ripped my thumb off and put it back on again.
Put it back on.
It was unbelievable. No
revealing the age of time. You have to. You can get in if you're. I think you can get in if you're a performer, but also if you are a magic aficionado. If you write about magic, you don't have to be a performer.
Okay, so you don't have to perform magic to be in the circle.
I don't think so, but you have to be like proposed and seconded, and then you have to have an interview.
You have to be like referred, basically.
Oh yeah, and then you have to have an interview, and then you have to have an exam.
What's the exam? I suppose maybe you can't tell us exactly, but
there's a list of things you have to do. But because I joined during the pandemic, I couldn't go in for my exam, so I had to send a video. So I actually sent a video of an act I did at one of the fringe. You know the Edinburgh Museum Lates they had for a while. So I booked Ada, and I had it was a maximum 8-minute video. I had no video of doing a trick, so I sent in that video.
Oh, cool!
And I did a trick in my Zoom interview as well.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Do you have a? I'm 100%. I'm never going to put you in any danger of revealing anything here. So this is a broad question. Do you have a either favourite specific trick or a favourite type of trick? Like, do you prefer card magic or sleight of hand, or do you like a big machine prop sort of thing, or like what's the kind of like your favourite type of magic that you do?
I think I don't do close up because obviously I do character stuff, so everything tends to be stage or parlour magic for me. I like something that's with an audience, not at an audience, and I don't like the kind of trick where I go and I'm you know, like I got it right. I'd rather I'd be gone. Look at the duck. The duck got it right. We'll go. Woo, the duck. I find that easy to sell if the duck did it,
the psychic duck,
than me going and I'm also a wizard. So I suppose I like to do silly things. I like to do things where you start from a sort of plausible thing and then it goes wild, but something with an audience, I suppose. But that's just basically because I mostly do stage stuff. I've done a tiny bit of close up in a bar once, and was quite amazed that people were impressed with it. Not because it was shit, but just because I thought, oh gosh, I don't do this.
I can teach you the thumb trick if you want.
I would love that.
I once got a magic box set, like gift box thing. That was like, I think must have been like classic Argos, like Christmas thing. And my family are so supportive because I was so shit. But it was one of those like weighted keys. Oh no, I revealed it. I'll never be in the magic circle. It was one of those haunted.
I cannot hear.
It was one of those haunted keys that you had in your hand, and then you're like, I'm gonna move the key, and you're like making your face go red, like, and then it would flip from like left to right, or just move around. And then there was one that was like putting a fly in an ice cube, and then there was one of like stopping the top of a bottle. It's like there's no lid on the bottle, but you turn it upside down and the water's not coming out. Ooh. And then you like put a matchstick in it or something. And I remember doing it to my grandparents, and they were like, oh, she's got it. She's got it.
Got it.
I've just remembered that when I was it must have been in high school, but I don't remember why. We went on a trip to London, and there was somebody performing like street magic to a sort of gathered crowd, and he was putting getting someone to give them their phone, and then he would do something and it would be in a jar or something. Like he'd magic the phone into a jar or something like that. And we like sort of walked past uninterestedly because I grew up in Edinburgh, so that thing is the most boring thing in the world. So we were just like, yeah, whatever, someone's street performer, whatever. And then we went around the back, and there was some sort of like electricity box, you know, like on the street thing, and behind it there was a bunch of like pre-inserted phones into jars.
Oh no.
And so I was like an annoying teenager, so I was like shouting to the crowd to like show off to my friends. I was like, there's already phones in the jar.
No.
That is point,
such shite chat.
Dick move. But at that point we realised like somebody came over and told us off because they were filming it, because it was Dynamo filming a TV show.
I can't believe you outed Dynamo. That's terrible.
That is terrible.
Do you know what? That's so funny.
Do a better trick.
But that's not the first time Dynamo has been mentioned on the podcast.
Oh really?
Yeah. When Tom Stade brought Dynamo to a gaff at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was and he was like, "This is my pal Dynamo." That was me doing an impression of Roscoe doing an impression of
I have two things I've kind of made that I want to ask about. I'm going to pick which one. I'm going to pick the more interesting one.
Oh gosh.
I can't think of an awful lot of like famous women in magic. Is that a thing? Are there many women in magic? Have you got a lot of magical female pals that like are
Debbie McGee?
But like
Faye Preston?
Not just the assistant, but she was Paul's assistant. Like she was not the magic.
That's magic.
Arguable.
Arguably, sure. Okay, sure.
Yes. So I think the latest stats are, in terms of the Magic Circle membership, I think women, female identifying people are 5%.
Wow.
But you don't have to be in the Magic Circle to be a
Yeah,
magician.
but it's indicative, isn't
I think somewhere around 8 to 10% of working magicians. But we were at this event last night at the Magic Circle. You probably maybe saw in the news. Did you see this thing in the news?
Maybe.
No. It's fine. So women were only allowed in the Magic Circle in 1991.
Okay.
which is quite...
1991?
There you go.
That's in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Not in mine.
Oh man.
All right.
Fraser, that was ages ago.
Listen, I'm still not quite eligible for the old comedian of the year.
No, but that is...
We're talking about it at 6
That
months.
is mad. That's mad that it's...
it's
91, seriously?
But what happened last night? So there was this magician called Jenny Winstanley, who was a magician. She worked with an actress called Sophie, and who played her son, or like in a magic action they performed. And then basically Jenny taught Sophie enough magic to get her into the magic circle, and she dressed up as a boy called Raymond, properly like dressed up, did an audition for the magic circle, got into the magic circle. I think it's in 1990 she got in. And was in the magic circle. And then when the council passed the law that passed the thing, changed that women could be members, Raymond outed herself and got kicked out of the magic circle.
But that's the
For
biggest
deception
trick.
or whatever, yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's a joke. You can just deceive the magic circle. Like,
Right.
That's the whole bloody point.
Yeah. So the year
It's the
they
greatest
let...
trick ever done.
Yeah, the year they gave membership to Deborah McGee and Faye Presto and some other women, Raymond, Sophie got kicked out. So last night, so there was this big thing in October, big call out to try and find her and apologise. And anyway,
Did she like never do magic again type of thing?
I'm not sure. I don't think. But she last night there was a big celebration in the Magic Circle where she was. Formally given her certificate, and Jenny Winstanley, who's the kind of the mentor behind that, has unfortunately passed away. But a significant recognition was given to her granddaughter, saying basically, if women had been allowed in, you would have absolutely been part of this, and we apologise that you never were. And it was all lovely. And there were 4 magicians performing, 2 women, Romany, the diva of magic, who I'd never seen live, who was phenomenal, and Faye Presto, who's a legend.
That's an amazing name.
So good. She's so funny, just brilliant. So there's I know a handful. I mean, in comedy magic, Mandy Moodin you've had on, I think, in Edinburgh. Megan Swan, Catherine Rose. There are loads of them actually. It's just that they're kind of less visible, I guess. Yeah. But it's coming, and there are in the Young Magicians Club. There are more kind of girls coming up.
I wonder also if like magic, different comedy, different magic, different entertainment in general becomes popular and less popular just throughout time. And I wonder if there hasn't been much magic like on TV recently, has there?
Not recently.
So I wonder if it like
who was maybe Dynamo probably was the last big
so
big
maybe that will come round again, and at that point
Britain's Got Talent, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe it's on its way back, and when it comes back it'll be.
And there was that Penn and Teller Fool Us. Do you mind that show?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, but so was like Dynamo.
But it's still happening. Tom Crosby did it actually.
But I feel like
Tom Crosby.
I feel like in the zeitgeist it hasn't been.
But there was a huge era of like with like Darren Brown, Mind Tricks, and David Blaine, Dynamo.
Yeah.
The Penn and Teller Fool Us did have a chokehold on my family. Sit down and watch this. And it was so good. But oh my god, Darren Brown. I remember the where he tries to like hypnotize the whole audience, and then
I was too scared to watch that.
No, at the beginning it was like it said like you may be affected by this if you're watching it and blah blah, blah. And then I was like fucking yes, and then I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I want to be affected by it so bad.
Is that the one where like you couldn't stand up or something?
Yeah.
He's bought me a drink.
Shut up.
He opened his, not the current tour, I think a tour has just gone out with Darren Brown, but his previous tour, my husband's pal was lighting designer on it, and they opened it in Glasgow for some reason. So we went to the press night of it.
Was it the Kings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched it.
So we went to the press night, it was great. I was actually really interested to see it because, and he'll forget, Darren was there, he knows this. It wasn't perfect, but I quite enjoyed that. I enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, you see that he was still refining it, and apparently some of it was touch and go apparently behind the scenes. So, good job. And it was a class show. And afterwards we all went out for a drink and stuff, and we went to the hotel he was staying at, and we had a drink there. And he was like, he was chatting away, loveliest man. He's very small, he's very nice. And he was chatting away, and it was lovely. He's like, I'm going to go to my bed, I've had a long day. I was like, cool, thanks, nice to meet you, Mr. Brown. And he left, and then when we went up to pay, he's like, oh no, Darren's covered the tab for everyone.
Oh,
I was like, what a classy move. He didn't say,
That's
I'll get this, he just did it when he left.
It's that telly money.
Check behind your ear and you pull out the receipt.
I like that. I like that.
No,
I fucking love magic, and I also would like slag people off if they're like magicians. No offense. But you're a cool magician.
I kind of joined nobly in a way on behalf of the women who couldn't do it, who wanted to. And actually, Laura London, who's the chair of the Magic Circle, she joined pretty much on her 18th birthday, and she's a total legend and kind of cool and trendy and fabulous, and performs at the Magic Castle, and like there's a whole generation. I think it's just that visibility of getting it through to
I just
mainstream.
think when, even if you don't believe that, I know that you're tricking me, but if I'm like, I'd like to be like, oh, I don't know how you did that. It's so cool. What the hell?
Well, that's the fun bit, isn't it? It's like it's the game
It's clever,
of it.
it's smart. I enjoy that.
It is just how many people in the Magic Circle look like
I should have done my research on the Magic Circle.
to you
numbers
look like pedophiles. Because quite a lot of magicians look like pedophiles.
I'm not answering that.
Okay, sorry. I don't want to.
serious.
Do you mean like paedophiles in a play or something, or like in a warning cartoon about paedophiles?
I meant like.
Please don't dignify this.
No,
I'm just curious. I don't know.
That's
I reckon
outrageous,
Christopher
Molly.
McArthur Boyd would be like, answer the question.
why him
I don't know.
Because she's going down, she's dragging him with her.
Yeah. No, I meant as in like the
Creepy.
yeah.
percentage?
Let me say it again. I'm going to say it again. How many people look like magicians?
Wow! You mean like with like the mustache and the top hat?
Yeah.
And the
That's
kind
what
of,
I mean.
like, a cloak
That's what I
and a
meant. That's
hat?
what I meant.
I'm trying to help you.
There
out
are
here.
fewer cloaks than I anticipated.
Okay.
So
That's quite
quite a few
disappointing.
moustaches.
The
Okay.
the pencil thin mustache. Yeah, that's what I mean. I get the two mixed up. I'm sorry.
Is that the signifier for paedophile nowadays?
I
Pencil
don't
thin
know.
moustache?
I genuinely. I know we don't know each other very well. And I really
I'm
hope I
learning a lot about it.
Yeah, I really hope I haven't offended. Sometimes I say things and
Sorry,
in my head
I can't grow a moustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, I know what I mean, and then people react in a way that I'm like, oh fuck, I've said something really bad.
No, I mean your interpretation is your interpretation. I just think in a particularly public forum, I couldn't even
It's not
begin
going
to
go
speculate.
in. Yeah, no. I'm sorry to put you in that situation.
No,
I feel like
I'm intrigued by the signifier thing of like. I'm sort of intrigued by that.
I feel like. So in your mind, if you're
It's
thinking,
very well lit, I would say. The Magic
Okay.
Circle. There aren't that many dark corners.
Okay. But I think
Genuinely, I was imagining a very, very dark place with lots of curtains and.
Some of it, obviously, the stage is
I
a bit
imagine
dark.
crushed
I just
velvet.
imagine everything.
Oh, there's some lovely
crushed velvet
Yeah,
candles.
yeah.
Everything's dark. Everyone's.
smoky. Yeah.
Smoke.
But I think
Mirrors.
if you all close your eyes right now and think of a magician, we're all thinking of the same guy.
Is yours tall or short?
Mine's tall, really, really skinny, dark hair.
That's what I had first.
Pencil
Slender
thin, pencil thin moustache.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a dark red something. It's like dark red or dark purple. He's definitely
mine's
got.
all in black.
Oh, what the
White
hell? No, mine's red shirt or like dark purple shirt.
Okay.
Waistcoat.
Yeah,
really
waistcoat, yeah.
Are you
thin.
picturing the guy in the program? And I realise it's problematic for a bunch of reasons. The IT crowd, the program is funny. I'm sorry, I know the guy that runs it, but it's a funny show. But you know the one she goes on a date with the guy that's like, she's like, I really can't go with you because you
Because
remind
you
me
look
too
like
much
a
of a
magician.
magician.
Probably
And it's just
that's
like
it.
the way he behaves, like he's not a magician, but he just loses his hands a lot, and he can like moving the salt around the table and stuff, and it's all kind of misdirection. That's what I'm thinking of. He had a mustache, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be what it is. Mustaches, that's what it is. Somewhere to hide things.
Well, it's nice to know that things like you can tell that things are going to get cut like in real time.
I really hope none of that gets cut.
It's interesting that what doesn't come to mind is a creepy woman in that scenario.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true.
that's a very male dominated image.
I mean, I think if you think of a creep, if you think of a creep in general, you don't think of a woman.
Yeah, true.
A woman. Sorry,
I feel like I've really pushed us down a.
We're on some
an
weird
alley that
territory
we
here. I'm
can't-
going to try and pull us back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
boring.
Sorry. I always
I
get
do
in
have a
trouble.
DBS check. I'll just get that out
Yeah,
there.
no. Oh god.
The gals always get me in trouble because I always talk about the same shit all the time.
No.
But I've got a background in
Theatre.
and one of the few jobs I continue to do every year is I still do panto, and I know that Ada has been doing panto for a few years now.
Oh no, she hasn't.
What's it like playing a character?
So much fun.
So where is it? Are you confirmed for this year, or is it a bit too early in the day
no
for that?
comment at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
But should we talk about last panto?
Yeah, so she's done 3 now. That was one of my big dreams, was Ada to do panto.
That's so nice.
And yeah, she's done 3.
That's really
And
cool.
you played the villain, weren't you? You were.
So the villain in the first one.
Was that the Rat King?
Queen Rat.
Sorry, Rat Queen, obviously. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Queen Rat. I don't have the boobs for drag kinging. It's too much. Queen Rat in Trad Panto, 3 months, 12 shows a week.
Where
97
is it?
shows.
Is it RBT or?
No, that was Chipping Norton, that one. The Theatre Chipping Norton, old school.
Wow.
Where is Chipping Norton?
Cotswolds.
Okay.
Doesn't add any information.
So I don't really know.
I know. I've definitely heard of
About 3 hours drive from my house.
Okay.
Yeah, and what was lovely about that, so they were kids, so all my ratlings were kids. Most of whom were taller than me. And there was, we didn't discuss this, but I think there was a whole undercurrent story of what happens between the young cute rats and then the only example of an adult rat we have who's a problem.
Wow.
Like, what happens to, in the rat aging process? So that was she was the villain in that. And then the past 2 years I've been at the RVT, Royal Vauxhall Tavern, kind of which is like adult panto, queer panto.
Nice.
So last year she played the sorcerer in a version of Jack and the Beanstalk called Tossed. Ooh. Which is like a set after Jack and the Beanstalk. And this year she played Granny La Hood in a version of Red Riding Hood called Wolfed. So Little Red was my granddaughter.
So are they a little bit dirty, a bit naughty? Or is it just a slightly or is it just body? Like, what is it? Like, is it?
Panto.
Yeah, kind of bawdy. It's quite old school. Like,
Sure.
It's got the ghost gag and you've got all the classic things. I love doing it. I quite like doing the adult ones because you don't have to get up early and puzzle school children.
Yeah, sure.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
But also a room full of adults going,
That's good.
it's just a joy.
Yeah.
A joy.
Yeah.
Panto. I think Panto is one of the best forms of entertainment because it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. I don't know anyone who doesn't like panto, and if you don't like panto, you probably haven't been to the right one.
Yeah, agreed.
There's also because in Wales, my family like the Swansea panto is so good, but we've definitely said this before that localized pantos where you've got kind of in jokes with the crowd already.
Yeah, that's always good.
It's just so
like
fun.
hyper local references that are so funny if you know what they mean, and if you're from the outside, it's like, what?
I think there's a sweet spot between like the super like churning them out professional pantos that are just like the same script gets chucked around around the country every year, different people get, and then the ones that are very local and amateur, which have a warmth to them that I do enjoy, but are also dog shit. Yeah. But then there's this middle ground of like professional, but not high budget, not super kind of.
Yeah.
They're the ones I think.
Well, the Tron panto. Johnny McKnight.
Johnny McKnight is
it's like
he's an expert.
Have you ever seen a Johnny McKnight panto?
I don't know if it was that one. I worked front of house on when I was up here.
Okay. Well, so Johnny McKnight also he did.
So Johnny writes. He writes the one in the Tron, and he also writes the one in Sterling McRobert. And then every year he swaps between them as the Dame in one and then the other, so he does the two. So
he went to RCS and did contemporary performance practice.
Okay,
And then ever since. But it's like you need to see one. They're
I'd
like
love
the
to.
best pantos. They're very queer and like unapologetically so, but also in a way that's like very accessible to everybody. It's like they're so. Good.
The thing about panto is just inherently, even like mainstream panto is inherently just quite camp.
Well, true.
It's like it's a
But
very
it's like Johnny McKnight ones like lean into it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But camp's fun. I mean, Ada's quite camp.
She is. It's in the name. There you go.
But there's it does have mainstream interest, camp stuff. Like people let their hair down for panto and kind of enjoy it, and it's good.
It's always lovely to puzzle Americans in real time and just see what all those tropes of no she isn't, yes she is, and all that stuff.
It's like the first time I went to a Catholic church, and they all like
and the priest threw sweeties at you.
Those like wafers into the cup.
But like he turned around and was like, I don't know, he says, I can't remember so long as I mean, like he turned and was like, oh, Christ be with you, and then everyone goes, and also with you, and I'm like, what's going on? They all knew there was a call and response. It's like,
I love that.
I didn't know there was going to be interactive elements to this.
That's true.
Honestly,
ready for it.
When I used to go to church, there was this guy that always sat behind us. My 9 would sit Nan and Grandpa would sit in the front row, and then we would sit next to them, obviously. And when it got to the fucking peace be with you bit, I was buzzing to turn around to Bob and be like, peace be with you, Bob. And he'd be like, and also with you, Molly. Fuck, I love Bob. We should get Bob on the podcast.
Sure, to Bob.
Miss you, Bob.
Oh,
Get Bob in.
I love. He would be so upset that he heard me swear just now.
Sorry, Bob.
So you started off doing acting, because that's where you did the old studying of the acting.
The acting.
But now, and I suppose you still do the acting.
I do. I'm still on Spotlight.
So you still do the acting, but Ada kind of is... Well, what is Ada? It's kind of, it is acting, but it is also stand-up, but it's also magic, and it's also you sing a bit.
Yes, I
It's a true cabaret.
It really
I
is
built
true
a rod
cabaret.
for my own back. What is this? Is a huge
What is
problem.
it?
Yeah.
What's going on up there?
That's a problem.
Have you ever done panto not as Ada?
No, and
Okay.
the idea of it terrifies me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because if you're playing someone else, is that easier?
I think because I'm not... I'm just not used to being that way.
Yeah.
As broadly visible. I can present stuff or host stuff,
Sure.
but I'm not... Maybe if I had a character, but I think one of the lovely things with reading scripts is I know how Ada talks, her cadences, how she would say a line, how she would do something. So it feels like it's easier for her to do it than me to
Was
do
there
it.
any freedom given to you when you're doing these pantos to kind of... Because you're Ada playing a character, are you allowed to Adify some of the script, or do you just read exactly what was written, but you're reading it as if you're messing my brain a little bit? So like, but do you have any freedom? Is there any sort of relationship with like a director or writer where you're saying like, hey, I appreciate this as it's done, but actually if it's a sort of a wink and a wad, a wink and a nod that this is Ada playing this character.
A wink and a wad.
Yes, Jesus.
Gets us back to that.
Is there how much flexibility is there in that for you?
So I was compelled to write toppers for the Chippy Norton one in the pub. I was like, we can make that funnier. We can make that funnier. But we can do this. We can do that. Or that would be much better if we reframe that. And I was adding bits which I think annoyed them. But I was like, this will be funnier. I wasn't not crashing, but I was
Sure.
like, when something and you're like,
you just know that it could be better.
definitely funnier, or that the cadence of that is funnier,
Yeah.
or the rhythm of that. The RVT one, so the writers of the RVT one are like Ada, which is great, and pretty much wrote this last Granular Hood, certainly my opening speech, with Ada in mind.
Oh, that's great.
Which was amazing. And the director kind of knows Ada. So I don't want to particularly go off piece, but if I can think of something that's funnier, then I'll just get that. I won't do it as like a surprise. I'll go, I think this would be funnier, or I think Ada would do or not do this. Or there was something about Debbie McGee when she was the sorcerer, and I would kind of add a little bit here and there, but not to be disruptive.
Sure.
But if I can think of something funnier, then I'll mention it for sure.
It should be a collaborative medium in a lot of places. That makes sense.
I love that she dances, because obviously you work by yourself. It's so nice to work in a cast and do dances.
I've seen
And
Ada dance.
I know,
People like that
with
with
people
people.
doing cool dancing and harmonies. That's
Yeah.
very exciting.
That's all very exciting.
It's also back to the stand, because that's where we are.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm like, every now and again I keep us on track, and every other time I
It's
derail
usually
us.
me doing the heavy lifting on that, so thanks very much.
As a host playing a character,
Yes.
that is we don't get that very much here for weekend shows, and I think that it's unreal that it adds so much to the night and completely changes like the kind of vibe of the night in a really good way. What do you think?
I think I love hosting as Ada, particularly a comedy night, particularly when the bill is not other cabaret acts or musical comedy, or like mostly just stand-ups, because sometimes it can be a real, I find at comedy nights when I'm performing, not if I'm hosting, but if I'm doing spots, if I'm the only freak on the bill, often that means the only woman or the only cabaret act, it's too much of a code shift.
Like,
for
from
and
all
so
the other acts.
I often won't die on my arse, but we'll all sort of recognise that I get paid for this, and then I will go home. And it's whereas if I'm emceeing, we get a chance to make friends, and they get used to me, and I would rather do that. So I love that. I mean, I do host stuff as myself, so I'm not completely not away with that, but I love Ada's friendly and curious and fun, and I think I really enjoy hosting comedy nights as her.
And also you get like quite a wide variety of like fans and enjoying it, because there's like the young people that are like supportive of just anything, and then there's but I'm saying it wrong again.
No, keep going.
There's like you get the old guys. I'm particularly thinking of like older men that they come
Yeah, I'm
in
with you.
and they're almost always bald, and you think they like anything that's not like
within
a man
norm.
chatting at me and trying to make me laugh, they're gonna hate that.
And
And
then
then
Ada's a bit a bit queer. If you don't mind me saying, like, it's definitely kind of campy.
yeah,
and
there's
queer,
a
bit
campus to it,
also
and I
slightly
think
more
there's
alternative.
The
sauciness
name
to
Ada
it,
Camp
yeah.
is the thing that middle-aged men, particularly in rural places, will go, like, do you know that's a pun?
I was gonna
Ada
ask
Campe.
if it's a
It is, but
Okay.
it is a pun for a very specific demographic of
Right.
people, and their response is,
nice.
which really makes me laugh. In fact, my agent, after like 2 years of representing me, suddenly texted me in the middle of the night, went, "Oh my god, I've just read."
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, please, can you explain the pun?
Oh.
It's a military thing. The aide de camp. It's like the assistant. So I thought when I was thinking of a name, I was like, she's been a magician's assistant. I need something that sounds quite draggy but quite old lady-ish. So Ada Camp. You know, ha ha ha.
That's good.
But it'll literally be people in like cricket clubs going, that's
Nice.
it.
That's funny.
In terms
Yeah.
of brand recognition.
Good night, thanks so much.
But you get such like you get support from so many different people. and that's
Hopefully,
great.
I think hopefully, and I think in terms of crowd control and just because what Ada does do, which is great, is she's so different and she looks so extraordinary that it gives me an extra minute.
Yeah. While people are like,
yeah.
people are
adjusting.
What the fuck is this?
Which
The
I
best
don't have
possible
if I'm appearing as myself. You know, people have an expectation of what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So Ada gives me just that moment, and I can allow them to watch. And just crack on, and then the voice happens, and that's very different.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of allowed to wrong foot in a bit,
Yeah.
and then it's my job to make friends with them.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that she presents as older, she's got this deep voice, and if people are, well, we will see. But if I rarely get people shouting because Ada tends to be motioned towards. Really, how fascinating! Tell me more. And people suddenly don't want the attention they seem to have craved.
Do you get heckled?
Very, very rarely.
Okay.
Very rarely.
Okay.
And actually not really ever me getting heckled. It'll be that drunk person going, ah, la, la, la. Like, just they're shouting at the world.
Yeah, yeah.
It will rarely be to me.
Do you like it? Because some people we've asked people on the pod, and some people love taking people down. How do you feel about? No,
I don't like it, and I think sometimes I've done a couple of work in progresses, and people have come and been a bit drunk, and then everyone will go, "Oh, you dealt with them so well." You don't want that feedback at the end of a work in progress or any show. That's not the point. Yes, I mean, yes, you would. You have to temper it, and I do think. Women drunk on white or white women on white wine is a losing battle. You can never win. You can only hope to shut them up in the hope they pass out or leave. You cannot win that, and you can't be cruel because that doesn't work. So I think the strategy level is.
So do you feel there's limitations to what you can do as Ada? Like, as in, like, in terms of, because you can't be cruel, but like, there's definitely comedians who could be cruel and would be cruel.
I have been cruel in the past, but she's a lot nicer. I mean, I have done. Shut the fuck up, but very rarely.
As Ada?
Oh God, yeah.
Wow.
If needs be.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, seriously. When have you been indulged me by shutting the fuck up?
Fair enough.
But it'll take me a long time because you've blown your load then, haven't you? Really? Like, you've got nowhere else to go. So I'll try all sorts of things. But if I have to go. No.
You will do it if you have to.
Yeah, I'm not scared of it. I think when I first started, obviously she was quite. This late night cabaret character was quite mean and angry and bitter, shouty at the husband, shouty at people in the audience, and it had this energy, and there was a lot of power in that. But it wasn't a great feeling to come out and be like, and so come out and expect loveliness, and then if needs be, no. No, and it's also, I feel, especially when I'm hosting, I'm protecting the other act, which empowers you. Don't fuck about with this. Don't ruin this night for other people. And also, come on then, what are you going to come out with? It has never happened that someone's come out with something so fascinating and discombobulating. So let's play. What have we got? And nothing really.
Do you think, do you get recognised at all as...
Very rarely.
Because I during the Fringe, I remember... I think I first met you as Ada, and then met you again.
You're like, love to
not
meet
as
you.
Ada, and I was like, all right, I had no idea you were the same until you went into Ada's dressing room, and I was like, oh, no way.
Very rarely.
That's quite is it quite nice? I always think about, like, if I was famous, it would be nice to be like Blind Boy,
you'd want your
where,
cake
like,
and eat it.
where you don't where nobody knows you but you're fit, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's quite cool, but like you have to, I don't know.
It's thrown into relief at the Fringe because it's great for gigs because you can just get away and no one knows who you are. But networking, it's rubbish.
Sure.
Of course. Rubbish for networking.
So do you network in the makeup?
No. Can you imagine getting in a bar and there's me going, hello? Yeah. Like, how weird.
Some bars, yeah.
How weird would that be? So networking as Ada isn't great.
Yeah, okay.
And then networking as myself is for her because I don't look anything like her. So I tend to sort of network by doing spots and by meeting people that way. But yeah, that bit's I haven't worked out that bit really. I suppose unless I came out, in the makeup but with my own hair and just sort of going, look at me. But I would never want to go to a bar deliberately to network as Ada. I think that would be so strange.
A t-shirt that says I am Ada Campe.
Like an arrow punch.
Yeah.
Or just the Ada face printed on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just lift it up. Yeah. Or a hat I can pull down. Yeah. No, it's fine. I haven't quite solved that one. I don't know how other. I suppose it would just be drag queens, really. Drag queens who do that.
Would you have, if you were drag, if you had a drag persona, do you have an idea of who you would be?
I know what my name would be.
What is it?
I would be Regina Blitz, which is the name of that kitchen paper.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
Because it's a great name.
Yeah.
I have no idea beyond that, though. I've never really thought about it.
Yeah, I've never thought about it. Sorry.
That's all right.
Do you?
I feel quite aligned to. I feel quite aligned to the name Pat Machance.
Pat Machance.
Yeah. I do.
Do it.
Why are you laughing?
That's good. That's really good.
Because I want people to see the name and go,
That's good, but it's not as clever as Ada Campe.
no, obviously. But I think, as you could tell by listening to this, you have some type of class, and I clearly don't.
I'm not hunting out 60-year-old men in the shadows. By the way,
I'm Pat. I'll call you all paedophiles.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Honestly. But I think what I quite like about Pat is Pat could be old woman. Like old woman Pat.
Also, it's not a drag king persona. It's are you performing as a female presenting character?
I haven't gone that far, but I think I like the freedom of being man Pat or woman Pat or they Pat.
They Pat. Why not?
They Pat's good.
I quite like being female Ada in a way, presenting in such a different way than I do.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Because there's also Chapel Roan.
Tits out.
Yeah, Chapel Roan is she's a drag queen, and she loves performing as it's like an extension of herself. And she was like, I feel like performing as Chapel is. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was myself, and I think that's really cool.
But that, like, if she was performing as herself, if she wasn't dressed up.
Yeah. She's sick.
Do you get a different? Does being Ada give you anything that you feel you don't have as Naomi? Like, is there when you're Ada? You can just say no, Fraser. No, it doesn't. But is it like clearly there's got to be some sort of Venn diagram. There has to be. But like, is there something about Ada that gives you an extra level of confidence, or makes you think differently, or like how?
I mean, I've been doing it for a while now, in embryo, and then so what I love about Ada is that she can chat. She can just chat. It's not like all material. And there's enough of a backstory through the shows and everything else that I feel that she's got some history to chat about. But I often feel, and I've had discussions about this before, particularly with character comedies, that Ada responds to people in a way that I wouldn't think of. Or because she's presenting as older. With some gravitas and some cheekiness, she responds in a way that more confidently to people that I wouldn't. She was very straight when I first started her, which really annoyed me. And I was like, but also it was quite fun to flirt with guys, which is not something I do in real life. And that was always a bit like hee. That felt very naughty and sort of silly, quite fun. And I've really tried to queer her up.
Do you know? It's from an old show, so I don't want to burn a line. I'm gonna do this. Fine. Just in case, because I remember I think it must have been the second show, first show, and I was watching. I was like, it was your shows are so lovely. There's such a warmth to Ada as a character, and the show and the kind of the whimsy and the story about your auntie and like all the kind of history, and it's all this lovely stuff. And then you tell the story about your aunt who basically ended up. I suppose she had a female lover, and it's like this story's so lovely, and then you pull out the line. I'm going to get it wrong. She said that she went, is it her or her lover that goes...
Just say it.
I'm trying to get the wording correct because I don't want to fuck up.
It's all right. I remember it.
It was... Is it what's the first word? Rummaged for her clitoris like a truffle pig.
It was truffle hound, but
Truffle
yes.
hound, I'm so sorry.
No,
Please, so close. Please may you say it in the voice.
She rummaged my clitoris like a truffle hound. It was actually Ada having a one-night stand.
Was it Ada? I'm so sorry. I thought it was her aunt. I'm so sorry.
No, it was Ada having a one-night stand with Georgie, the band conductor.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah. Which is the first time I'd ever written an explicitly queer. I've been married now, or with the same woman for 15 years, married for 9 years. But Ada always goes, I'm single. Yeah. My wife's like, yes, she is. Ada is single, perpetually single. But yeah, that was the first ever lesbian one-night stand story I'd written for Ada.
That line was class, and it was so fun. It was just so good. It came out of nowhere. It was so good.
What made me laugh is that people were like...
Yeah.
And I, especially during that Fringe, I'd heard so much worse. Like, there were no swears in that show. But people were just like...
Yeah.
I guarantee the one I was in, I was like, it's the funniest thing ever.
Ada saying clitoris was somehow more shocking than anything in the world.
It was just so, like, well described.
Like you would know. Like you would know.
You're right. I'm right.
I think it's because I wasn't getting queer gigs, and I was like, "Hello, look at me," and also look at me, and what the fuck? And I thought, she doesn't really talk about it, and she doesn't have to, because often that can be someone's defining thing with their material, and it wasn't. But I was like, I need to get that out there more and just be more, explicit, because I sort of took it as read because I knew me and I knew her, and I was like, but that's obviously not reading. Apart from the nails, nothing on her is saying, So I needed to get that out there more.
And what is interesting about that though is I do think that it was. And this is a good thing, obviously. I'm gay, by the way. I can say these things.
You're gay.
It was so, like, matter of fact. Like, it wasn't like it was although it was a feature of the show, it wasn't like and then, by the way, there was a woman. It was like, yeah, I met this woman and we had a lovely romance. And it didn't feel like it was this huge... And it wasn't anything that was... There's no kind of shadow around it. It was just that this is a romance that I had and it happened to be a woman, and that's just normal and that's lovely.
Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted her to have a pleasurable one-night stand. That wasn't a great revelation and wasn't a big coming out moment and wasn't a pivotal moment with the story. I wanted it just to be an older woman having sex, a one-night stand for pleasure and going and moving on. And I thought actually there's something quite freeing about that, and that not having to be the emotional heart of it isn't. And then, it was just more like, and this happened. There we are.
So all the Ada shows are all sort of based around her sort of weaving a story about like where she's been or a summer she spent somewhere. Is it all just purely just off the top of the head, or is any of it based on real life experience? Do you plumb the depths of your family histories or like people that you know or something? Does it come from anywhere, or is it just made up?
You'd be surprised how much of it is truth adjacent.
Oh wow!
Oh,
seriously?
Really?
A lot. Yeah, quite a lot of it. Not all, of course.
Sure.
Of course. I don't have an aunt who did amphibian water ballets in Belgian squares. I don't. I'll just own that. But I have splashed my breast with cold water every day since I was 16.
Seriously?
What?
Yeah. That was true.
Wow.
Absolutely true.
Why?
Well, in Ada's version story or my version story. So this is true. It just made me laugh. I think I was talking about advice, and there was this woman. I went to music college when I was a teenager, and I had a very way to get relatable content. Had a very early harp lesson on a Saturday morning, as you do, and then like at something like ridiculous at 8, they'd have to go into like central London for this lesson, and then I had like 2 hours off.
Did you have a harp, or was it there?
The harp was there for the lesson.
I
wasn't dragging it in. And then I'd have like these hours to kind of mooch around before the next lesson, musicianship, whatever it was. And so it was quite near Fortnum and Mason, so I used to like go and have anyway, there was this woman, an elderly French woman on the Clarins counter, and this is true, I told this pretty much verbatim in the thing, except I just changed who she was. But she had there was this décolletage cream on the Clarins, and I didn't know what that was, and I asked her what it was. It was about 10 a.m. and she went, "You'll never need to buy that if you splash your face and breast with cold water every day for the rest of your life." And for some reason, all the advice I've been given that I've not followed, I was like, okay, I will. And I've done that every day
What does it achieve?
Well, as the punchline in Ada's show will say, we'll never know if it worked because I should have left out one as a control.
Right.
Which is totally true.
Yeah.
So I've continued to do this with no idea if it's worked or not. But it's the one thing I've done apart from breathing it out and take my Ventolin that I've done every day of my life.
Wow.
I know.
I'm going to start doing that, I think.
Is it too late for me? When should I start?
Maybe you can do your nethers. I don't know.
The best time to start.
I tried that with
to start is yesterday. The second best time is today. Is that a phrase?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a plant and tree
And
thing.
Don't put off. Well, I don't know.
But I think I've worked on a lot of theatre shows and had quite a lot of mad jobs.
Sure.
One of my best jobs was being a test flying monkey in Wicked the Musical in the West End. It's true.
That's my dream.
That's so cool.
And I used to get paid to go and sit in a harness and be whizzed all around the stage by the flyman.
Just splashing
be
water up.
spanged, simultaneously being spanged into lighting towers. Woo.
Was this during like the tech period? This is before the show opened?
No, this is like when they're training up new fly people. Yeah.
So you were there for the flymen to learn. Sorry, fly people. That's a fair point, actually. That's, yeah.
Flies.
The flies. The flies.
Just flying.
Yeah.
Amy Gladden.
The people on flies. So that's how you were the person they trained on.
There were two of us, yeah, because there were like different flying monkeys in the show, but there were different tracks, and so yeah, and obviously it's more expensive to get the dancers in to be whizzed around the stage, probably more insurance. And I was working as a dresser at the time, and they were like, I was the right height as the girls, so yeah, get me in.
So wild.
So much fun.
Was it fun?
Oh,
It's just like
so
being on a
much
ride.
Schwang.
What was the harness? I mean, I've been just for fun. Like when I was uni stuff, we used to play around the flying and stuff, and some of the harnesses were not the most comfortable.
Yeah, I mean they're tight, but it far outweighed by
Yeah,
the
Wow.
Did you ever get to go on the lift for the?
I haven't.
Oh, that would be fun.
I've been in I worked on Shitty Bang Bang when that was in the West End, and I've been in the car.
You
for that.
literally live all of my dreams.
It's a very random life. But in terms of Ada's random stories of the past, of where she's lived and what she's done, some of them will be truth adjacent in terms of random jobs, especially in the theatre. And also trying a lot of, different people and different jobs. So I've had a lot of people, become close to, or mentors or something. And I always find there's like a little emotional heart in Ada's shows. It can't all be just puns and nonsense. And maybe that heart of it comes at a different point in the story, but the heart of it will be a true thing.
Okay.
Because I'm the one who has to do it.
Yeah.
So there'll be, lots of it is absolute bollocks, but there'll be stuff of it that either I try not to mix my research, but stuff that kind of comes out of my theatre research, and then stuff that is about the madness and the glory of old school variety and the madness and the glory of old school theatres, which is what I absolutely used to love and still loved.
Yeah.
Is the tit splashing probably the most? Is that your favourite thing you've managed to get into an Ada show?
Possible. I've never slept with a band conductor called Georgie. And never will, Kate. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there's a good question. Oh, I don't know. Possible.
Okay. Answers on a postcard. You can write in.
Did you say what you did in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Oh, when I was a dresser, I worked as a dresser on like 30 West End shows.
Whoa.
When I was training, when I was at uni, I was in London, and I decided I'd work in theatre because I was just desperate to be in theatre. So, and you start working in front of house or stage door or something, and then dressing was more 8 shows a week and more regular money. And so I started doing that, and I've worked on musicals and plays and opera and all kinds of things. And that,
Who's the most famous person you dressed?
Christopher Eccleston.
Well, that's pretty class.
Love that guy.
I really like
I
him.
don't know.
Small's gonna explode.
Freaking
David Soul.
Doctor Who.
David Soul. Yeah.
Of Starsky and or Hutch.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one he is, but
I can't either.
he's one of them. I can't remember which one he is, but he's one of them.
You come in and you go, how are you, David? And you go, not too shabby.
Is that Ada?
Yeah, kind of. And he taught me how to bowl like you would in a baseball thing.
Oh, like to pitch, like through a
Yeah,
ball. That's
pitch.
class.
And Patrick went to Patrick Stewart's house once. He had a piano that
the
played
hell?
itself.
I guess so.
Because I worked at the RSC on different shows when they were in London, so they had lots of celebs and stuff. But I just loved it. It was really fun.
Is Christopher Eccleston nice?
Lovely, tall, thin, not a magician. But,
Nah, he doesn't look like a magician.
very sweet.
He
I
doesn't.
think he could play a magician.
course you could. He's mercurial. He's fantastic.
He can do anything he likes.
He was
on
the
the show.
Doctor Who that I grew up
Come on
with.
the pod, Chris, if you think you're brave enough.
Oh no, I love. I
just talk
literally
about
die.
Doctor
I
Who
just
all the time and
cry.
he wouldn't want to talk about that.
No, he wouldn't want to talk about it.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Imagine what it was that you chose not to say.
I'll tell you.
Jason Donovan in Chitty Bang, because I loved Jason Donovan when I was a teenager,
That's
and
fun.
there he was.
When I worked
Was he
for,
playing Caractacus Potts?
Yes.
Nice.
I worked for, don't even
Gigs?
remember, in a box office at some point, and he was on at the Playhouse in Edinburgh in something,
Would it have been maybe Technicolor
Joseph?
Dream Coat?
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. And he came and bought a ticket from me to ride on the chairplane.
On the chair plane?
Yeah,
I thought it was one of those, like the kids ones outside of Sainsbury's and stuff.
I think
but
we
no.
tried. I think we gave it to him for free. I think he was
You
drunk.
would have to give Jason Donovan a free ticket.
He was amazing. And Lily Savage in I dressed on the Palladium Panto when I was working in Parliament. I was very poor, and I was dressing on the Palladium Panto, obviously. Yeah,
That's not my dream.
and he was amazing. Right,
Yeah.
just seeing Paul O'Grady do his thing
Yeah.
and how lovely he was. What an amazing company man, amazing company leader.
Oh,
I remember when Paul O'Grady died. I was very upset about it. I was so upset about it, and I phoned my flatmate Juliet, and she was at a pub quiz at Redmond's, which is in the East End, and it was a time that I just kept. Anytime I phoned her, she would pick up. It was that kind of time in my life, and she left the pub, and was like, "Hello, are you okay?" And I was like, "Paul O'Grady's died," and she was like, "I know, it's so sad, isn't it?" And I was like, "It's and he's there with Buster now. It's so sad." And I was fucking gutted. I was gutted that Paul O'Grady had passed away. And then a couple of weeks ago, went into Redmond's to do the pub quiz, go to the toilet, back of the door, it says Chucky Allah, like the and then underneath Paul O'Grady. And I was like, she's here. She's watching me pee right now.
Just amazing.
I love Paul O'Grady as well. Honestly, you've lived the life I want.
I think what's quite interesting about, because you described Ada as drag.
I never did.
drag adjacent.
I'm doing it more now because other people are.
Okay.
I didn't want to encroach. I really didn't want to encroach on that space
Sure.
for a long time because I felt I wasn't. And then other people have begun to describe that as more of that.
Yeah.
And now I do this character comedy session on this wonderful course called The Art of Drag that Michael Twaits runs. And so I'm beginning. If people are happy for me to be in that space, I'm happy to be in it. But
Sure.
I would describe it as old school variety. But I'm aware that that category doesn't really exist anymore.
Because how did you? So because
Sorry.
it's probably
No.
the makeup is probably why it is considered drag more than anything else.
I don't know.
But like, how did you learn to do the makeup in the first place?
The makeup is very aquafresh, I suppose. The makeup is. Have you seen like old makeup books from theatres?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So, when I first started, I don't know what I was doing, but then there was a stage when I tried to make her more draggy, more
Right,
drag
right,
racy,
right.
more beautiful,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
I quite like. I think that really dates her as well. That
Yeah.
gives her very. I like the idea that she's painted for like the back of the of a variety theatre, and then you're like here with her. So it's I've tried to take bits so that she's got like red dots in her eyes there. That's quite an old school thing to do, and I try not to contour beautifully. Like I want it to be visible makeup. And I think when I first fell in love with theatre, I vividly remember going to a pantomime when I was really little. And I remember it was in my local theatre, and I remember like looking at, I don't know, the principal girl. I think, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Everyone's, and then I put my hand up to go on stage. Maybe about 7. I think I was about 7. I got on stage, and I just remember seeing how much makeup everyone had on, and I loved it. I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone on stage knows that this is a artifice, but everyone out there doesn't
see
know,
it.
and that the possibility of that thrilled
That's so
me. And I suppose that's part of what I'm doing with Ada's makeup. It's such an obvious blocky makeup that we're all automatically in a world of this isn't real life, or this isn't a beauty competition, or this isn't a TikTok tutorial. This is an artificial thing, and in that artificial space, let's play. So I think it's I toy with it occasionally, but I think that's the thing that works well. And then when I do pant or something, the face is the face, and then she can have different hair or different whatever else is going on, but this is the thing that stays, and the colours are consistent around that.
Has the makeup changed much?
Probably not enough.
But if it works, it works, you know? Like, if that's the thing, then...
Yeah, I have thought about it. Maybe I could do different colours. I don't know. No. I think she has a sort of quite a distinct colour palette now, and so everything else, I mean, I've sort of settled on a wig colour, but the hats and everything else changes. So I suppose that's the one consistent face in the mix. Yeah. But I loved in Queen Rat, for example, she had like a black wig, which was like a long black wig, and that was quite fun.
What colour is Ada's hair?
It's kind of a sort of honey blondie now.
Yeah.
So it is. So I was trying to imagine. All I see is peacock feathers. I'm
Again, I'm trying to kind of date her. So I'm giving her a sort of middle-aged woman hair.
Yeah.
And I quite like the fact that it's not draggy hair.
Yeah.
It's, you could, because people, I mean, I have some wigs that are better than others, but there are some wigs that look like it's
just hair.
It's just the hair. And I like that. And then that makes her sort of ordinary underneath. Again, it just puts us in that place of someone has dressed up to do this, but she's there underneath. And I like that. On the other hand, I would never appear as her without that face on. She's always got it on, even if she's at home doing a workout video. That's on. Because someone asked me, is Ada wearing makeup?
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask that question. Does Ada exist between the makeup and Naomi?
I don't think so, because if I'm in full face, often I'm in the tube or something, and people go, "Oh, I like makeup," and I go, "Thank you very much." If Ada's in makeup, people go, "I love your makeup." I'll tend to go, "What makeup?" And then, but actually, I don't think she is wearing makeup.
Interesting.
Because she doesn't really exist outside. Otherwise, she'd look like me, and that's not her.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the one bit of not real life thing.
And is that like when you get into Ada, is that like the makeup on and the wig, or once the makeup's on, you feel like you can?
I don't think it's that prescribed, because I've done podcasts as Ada when I've got none of it on. So for me, it's not visual, because I actually, once I've put it on, I can't see any of it.
Well, that's true.
That's all for the audience. So I'm not tricky like that when I'm backstage. I'm not going.
Much to my chagrin, I would much.
I know. I'm sorry, but no, it's not. I'm not on or off in that moment. It's more the vocal warm-up for me, but that just makes me feel ready.
So I was going to ask about the voice, because the voice is class. I really enjoy it. What? How did you settle on that? Like, why is that Ada's voice?
I don't know. When she started off, she was quite pointy and quite sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, like a bit odd. I don't know why.
Oh, like hello, like
not like the Queen.
I was thinking that.
I didn't know I could do a Queen voice. Here you go. Let's chuck that on the CV.
I can't.
Bugle boy.
Yeah.
Almost like
she was famous.
World War II Radio 4 voice. Almost.
That's kind of Joe Neary sort of. And then it was like this. Not like that.
No.
But she kind of pointy. And then I think I started growling, and then that got laughs. And I was like, let's lean into this. And then I found I could do that, and it just sort of happened.
Is there any strain on your voice?
I asked this question.
I wouldn't do it.
Actually, it's better than your regular. You feel like, as in, it's relaxing for your voice almost, the growl.
Yeah, I mean, it can get tired, but the Chippy Norton Panto was the thing that proved it, actually, because that was all those shows without mics, which I didn't know when I signed up. So that was singing.
So what, like projecting in that?
All of us. I didn't know there were no mics. And that Edinburgh Fringe, I'd gone to Edinburgh Voice Care, because everyone was going, "Oh, your voice hurt." I went to Edinburgh Voice Care, thinking I'm just about to do this for 3 months. If I'm fucking up my voice, I'll need to know about it. And they kind of gave it a wiggle and said, basically, if it doesn't hurt you, it sits in a place that's fine. I need to warm up because it gets tired, but it does not hurt. I would not do it if it hurt. And so, and now she sings in that voice too, and it's fine. I just need to warm up, but it's absolutely fine, honestly.
What's your warm up? Can you show us? I want to try and do the voice.
I took a shot. Close?
Pretty close. I was thinking of actually there was something on a menu the other day. What was it? And I thought I should make it into a sort of grand, like a sort of hinge and bracket. What was it? An elegant insufficiency of lobster. What was it? Of a lobster crumpet, an elegant insufficiency of a lobster crumpet, an elegant insufficiency. Try and get everyone singing along. Sorry, literally that was. No, it's just the one I learned basically at drama school. So I just do kind of resonators, consonants. I don't do much growling at all. It's resonators, consonants.
What's resonator?
So M, N, G's.
Right.
So
Do it at home.
So yes, M, then and then NG.
M for mouth. N for nose.
No for nose. Yeah.
G.
NG.
Yeah. For your
resonators. Then consonants, because she's very like. So there'd be the oot to oop poo coo, all of that stuff.
Vuku.
Ook coo ook coo. All of that. Wow. And then we taught this. She stood upon the balustrade of the balcony, inexplicably mimicking him hiccuping and amicably welcoming him in. You have to do just the consonants.
What's that from? Is that just?
It's like you're beatboxing.
Well, you can do that. Yeah, you know that Born to Be Clever one,
huh? I guess I was doing it without even knowing.
So
good. Born to be clever, too clever to be too clever. Born to be clever to beat baboons with clover tea.
And so you just do the kind of consonants of that, and that's a type of beatboxing.
Well, it's just articulation, isn't it? Because Ada's very rounded, and there's a lot going on. I don't want to stumble over her words.
Sure.
And then I suppose now, because I sing more, not tonight, but normally I'm singing in a cabaret show, I'll do lots of sirening and bits and bobs, and maybe a bit of a vocal warm up.
Huh. Do you? Is it singing your own songs?
I'm beginning to write my own songs more. Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah. Just out of a sense of guilt for getting laughs in other people's songs and going, fuck, I should do the work of this. But yeah, I like it. I've just written one for my strawberry costume, about a strawberry that just wants to go to Wimbledon and be covered in fresh cream. I'm working on that with the fantastic Tom Carradine.
That's great. That's great, because that could go both ways. That could be a book for children or for adults. Which I think is true.
It should end either way.
It could be a book for children or for adults.
Well, I'm thinking about that. I'm currently yes. So I'm trying to work on songs more. I've written the song, a couple of the songs that were in the shows, and other ones I've kind of hauled up old school music again, stuff that is evocative of her era, so that people in the audience will go, oh, that sounds like something.
Have you ever performed at the Panopticon in Glasgow?
I never have, and I love it.
It's not close. We'll get you there.
I would love to perform at the Panopticon.
It's very cool. If anyone's not aware what it is, get a Google. There's the Panopticon in Glasgow. It's a still preserved as it was old music hall in Glasgow. It's on Argyle Street, and I don't think they both did, but Laurel or Hardy performed there.
I think it's Laurel.
He was on stage there. But you go in there and they do tours. I don't know if they do them to the public. I got one when I was at uni, and they show you around and they talk about
they do doors open days.
It's so cool.
It's Judith, isn't it? Who?
It's really cool, and they started putting shows on in there as well now, so you can go. I think they do panto there now as well. And there's all sorts of good stuff in there. If you get a chance to go, just for the history of it, it's amazing. It's above an amazing sweet shop as well. It's quite near the Tron actually. So
that could be a new vocal warm up. Is popping down to the panto at the. No.
Popping down to the panto at the Panopticon. Yeah. Well, I love musical. And Tom Carradine, who I've been working with on this song and stuff, I'm working up a couple of musical songs, so maybe I can get on the bill at a musical, because I would love that so much. It feels like a match made in
heaven. I'm shocked that's not already happened. So that needs to happen.
I think it's that thing of what does she do? I've sort of been, my confidence goes up and down.
But then if music hall was still a thing, there would be no question about where Ada fits.
Yeah, variety. It's that old school variety.
But you could just sort of do anything on it. I'm so sad that we didn't grow up in a time where that was a thing that you could go to.
But the fact that all the good old days programs are on YouTube is just amazing. I didn't have a telly when I was young. Sad childhood. Didn't have a telly. Played the harp.
Played the harp.
But so
what was all your furniture pointed at?
But didn't have a TV, and so I missed quite a lot of those reference. It wasn't cool, and used to listen to records and read books and stuff. And I think I kind of discovered that a lot of those silly. I think I was quite lucky. Victoria Wood, there was French and Saunders, Carol Burnett. There were quite a lot of female comedians. Josie Lawrence. I was obsessed with the Comedy Store Players.
Oh yeah.
I used to wash cars on a Saturday on my road to get enough money to go up to see the Comedy Store Players on a Sunday.
Oh, wow, cool. And Josie's still doing that as well.
I know she is. I'm sad, but they were such incredible, physically confident, playful, intelligent.
My family still quote two soups all the time. That's Victoria Wood.
Yeah, Judy Waters. Yeah, Acorn Antique. Yeah, all that stuff.
That is. There's so many. That's anytime someone is serving dinner or something, it's two soups like that. So many things.
We're really lucky to see all that stuff.
I associate her with Caroline O'Hearn as well as like people that were taken. Like what more would Tori would have done if she was still here?
See, Caroline O'Hearn, that Mrs. Merton character is.
That's very. Do you know what? That's a.
Yeah.
There was actually Julie Walters was in. I think I've brought this up before because I'm getting deja vu. But Julie Walters was in a panto that was aired on ITV that I had on VHS.
It was your favourite thing in the whole world.
It was my favourite thing. It probably still is my favourite thing.
Paul Merton was like...
Paul Merton. Oh my God. I love Paul Merton.
Paul Merton.
I love Paul Merton. I love Paul Merton. And I just saw him once and I was like, yeah, love you. He was what's it called? Narrator. Julie Walters was the mysterious crown. That was her. Good. She was great. And she was going, good and evil. I love her so much. Julian Clary was the Buttons, I guess. And he was very campy. He was the slave from the Giant.
Oh, yeah.
And
was he Flesh Creep then?
Maybe I actually can't remember what he was called, but
that's what that character's always called.
Maybe it was that, but there was an outfit he wore that was all buttons. So that's why I think he might have been Buttons.
Wait, so hang on. Why would Buttons be with a giant?
No, I don't. It probably wasn't called Buttons.
Maybe it was a big panto mashup or something.
Okay, that's possible.
And then it's got. There was a guy.
Panto so much on this pod.
Who plays Bob the Builder?
Neil Morrissey.
Yes, Neil Morrissey. He was Jack.
It's a blast from the
He was Jack, and then Denise Van Outen was Jill. And then Jill's dad was called Baron Wasteland. He was the Baron. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and then this is just one more thing. The dame. I remember she had a dress. She had love heart boobies. Loved that.
Boobies.
And then she. I was a child. She had love heart boobies. Loved that so much. And then she did a bit where she was like. And she clapped the lights off, and then her boobies would just like light up love hearts. I thought it was so funny. And she would sell. She was really poor. She was trying to sell her veg, but obviously Baron Wasteland was ruining everything. And so there were just these two carrots. Yeah, two carrots. Two carrots on their stall, and she was getting the audience to try and help sell the carrots, so she just went, lovely carrots, very carroty, like that. So anytime my family gets carrots out the fridge or gives carrot to the dog, or honestly, yeah. Do I make sense now?
Yeah. Yeah, that all makes sense.
Actually, I'm off.
Sorry.
You should try and say that in Ada voice. If you growl.
Lovely carrots.
Lovely carrots.
Very carroty.
Very carroty.
Very carroty.
Very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Out of a slightly mischievous smile.
Do you think Pat Machance could be Ada's daughter?
Very much so. Possibly separated at birth. Met again on long lost family.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Very carroty.
Thank you for allowing me to say that story, even though it was not going in.
Do you know what? That's the majority of conversations I have with my mum these days. She's like, I was watching a TV show last night, and then she will tell me the full. And then this woman, she walks in, and you know, her son, he's knows about it, and I think, did he kill somebody? Anyway, the policeman, he's drinking, and it's not good. And anyway, so the boy, and I'm like, you're telling me like this really happened, Mum? It's a TV show you watched last night, which I could just watch, and also, how are you? How was your day? Yeah. It's like. Oh, it's fine. And that's it. And she'll tell me the entire, like, what happened on Silent Witness last night. And then I'm like, what else is going on? She's like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. And that'll be it. Phone call over.
She's like, I tell you, Ed does a nice paracetamol, Morrison's. I think me and your mum would get along. I've met her. We do.
Certainly you do. Elaine C. Smith, that's her line, isn't it?
Oh.
I tell you who does a good paracetamol. Morrison's. Yeah, it's from that show Two Rows Down. I'm sure that's the one she says. Funny. I tell you who does a good paracetamol. Morrison's.
I was obsessed with it at uni. I used to love Limmy.
Oh, yeah.
No. But like Limmy, before the telly show, Limmy show was like the podcast. Yeah. And like Dee Dee and...
Oh, I love that.
I just love that. Danone.
I saw her.
Dan. And like, I would just like listen to that over and over again. I loved it so much.
I would really like Twitch to fail so that he's
So that-
forced
yeah.
to go back and do stuff again.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, I don't wish failure upon him, but I wish that he was forced to do things
But
like.
he's so comfortable in his
I mean, why wouldn't
setup
you?
now.
So just that kind of edge of
Yeah.
My brother's pal from Northern Ireland came over to stay with us for like a couple of days, and the one thing he was desperate to do before he left was go to Yoker. My mum's from
On the bus.
and my mum's from Clydebank. She's like, you don't want to go, and he's like, no, I need to go. And then they went to Yoker. He was like, how was like, it was amazing. It was amazing, so it was. I went to Yoker.
The Yoker.
Anyway, but yeah, that's I mean the effect he's had on the people
Honestly.
of Yoker.
I love him.
Good old
Yeah.
Brian.
He is great.
It's when you're talking about the RCS thing. This might not go on the pod. This is an interesting thing to say. I was speaking to the alumni director of the conservatoire, and we're talking about when we move to a new venue, potentially doing because obviously the conservatoire is in Glasgow, the academy, do like a sort of graduates. Night where we sort of do a show and maybe raise some money for a scholarship for something, and the idea was to try and get people on that had been grads, and I'm just thinking you could be on that lineup.
I could be.
Wouldn't
I
that
mean,
be
I think.
class?
Yeah, I'd love to. I actually bought their tie to wear.
Is it tartan?
Yeah, it's like blue tartan. Because when I went, so I'm an honorary fellow at Central School of Speech and Drama. And when I went to graduation, because I got to wear my PhD robes, and I thought, oh, I'll wear the RCS tie. Then I got my PhD from Manchester, so I'll wear the Manchester robes, but I haven't worn it yet. But it's just sat there every time I look at it, I go, oh, no, I'd love to. It's very weird, isn't it, with institutions? Because you think, unless you've sort of become a Doctor Who or you've done a something, especially when I've gone like, oh, Naomi was here, what does she do now? Maybe that's not what they want to be promoting.
Yeah.
But you never know. The times have changed.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'd be very happy to.
Also, it's a comedy club. You're probably more deserving to be on the stage than some of the people that we'd probably be putting on there that might be slightly more famous in terms of it's your, as in it's like it's your stage.
Right,
like
yeah.
not everyone's a comedian. Maybe good there. What's your PhD in?
Theatre.
Theatre, yes.
But the specific topic was on the professional theatre and entertainment side of the Votes for Women movement.
Votes for Women movement.
Yeah.
And how long ago did you get your PhD?
10 years ago, 2015.
Wow. And do you still do academia sort of stuff? And
Yeah, thank you.
sorry, congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it was all very random.
No, that's
It's a weird, very weird two lives scenario.
yeah, that's cool though.
Well, they link up.
I kept them apart for a long time.
But like you can see why both.
Yeah, I mean, a love of kind of theatre
Yeah,
history, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So, yes. So I do speaking. I do some hosting. I used to particularly do much more presenting and appearing on Radio 3 through part of something called the New Generation Thinkers. And I'm still publishing. I'm working on a book at the moment. And I'm just about to try and put a funding application in to do a project about conjuring and votes for women with a view to the next centenary, which is 2028, of women getting the vote on the same terms as men.
Great.
And I've been thinking about a project about magic and votes for women for a while.
That's so cool.
So, but with very early stages.
Sure,
But
that's cool.
yeah, I just wanted to find out more, really. So I have never been a lecturer, but I
Okay.
got involved quite early on with public engagement, they call it, so talking about theatre. I mean, it's because I was working. So I was doing the PhD in Manchester, but I didn't have any funding, so I was working the whole time. I was working box office on Billy Elliot. And I remember having literally 8 people on the computers on quite a slow day. Obviously, Billy Elliot was always very busy, but if we ever had a slow moment, everyone looking for the location of a roller skating rink in Aldwych or something. And I was constantly talking about the research. People going, what are you doing? I was going, this, that, and the other. And so I really got into talking about the work a lot and published a couple of books during the PhD, or at least one we launched at the National and stuff. So I kind of was natural that I would go into talking about it. So yeah, so I do, but I'm not a kind of traditional, I've built rods to my own back all over the place. I'm not a kind of traditional academic in that way, but I have published and continuing to do that. But I love it. This is very unfashionable to say for an academic. You're supposed to go, I hate it. I love it so much more because I've sat with it now. And I've been able to work on projects like, Punch and Judy. There was such a thing as suffrage Punch and Judy.
Wow.
So cool.
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like I did. Yeah.
No, but
Sorry.
I knew that.
No.
but it's extraordinary
It's
to
like
think of
worst
you're
interview
there's a
technique.
puppet show where Judy is beaten to death at the end of the first half of the puppet show, and the baby's like, you wouldn't think that was a suffrage thing, and it was performed by particularly kids in the Drummers Union. And anyway, I worked on this project at the University of Exeter, and now there's a Punch and Judy show performed by a guy called Spike, who's amazing, who's kind of a young, kind of queer, new generation of Punch and Judy professors. Judy doesn't die, she's a suffragette in it, but it's not joyless and horrible, and the devil is like, and it's just to be able to share that stuff is amazing. And I managed to send a load of stuff about suffragitsu to a French comic book maker.
Suffragitsu?
Come on.
As in suffragettes doing jujitsu?
Oh, yes.
Class.
Or you can say jujitsu suffragettes.
Suffragitsu. I think suffragitsu is good.
Yeah. Honestly, the theatre and entertainment wing, because you had music hall, you had dance, contemporary dance, modern dance, like folk dance. You've got all kinds of music. You've got puppets. You've got magic. You've got like all kinds of stuff. The theatre and entertainment side of it is so much fun to research. Yeah. And then you come up with this really fun stuff. So there's a play. Jiu-jitsu, it's the husband tamer. So basically, it's kind of a three-hander, but it's really a two-hander. So there's a costermonger costermonger's wife who's at home. She's been learning jiu-jitsu from Mrs. Garrett, who's the woman who taught suffragitsu. And then her husband comes home drunk and tries to beat her up, and she manages to subdue him through jiu-jitsu, and then he promises he'll never drink again. And this in the play, so I thought this was lost. We had a picture of it, and I found it in the British Library. In the manuscript thing, became like wildly excited. It was like, and I'm like, typed up, and it was done on the variety stages for like years. Really exciting, and so that's coming out in the new book. And it just keep finding things. I love it.
Do you have any desire to maybe restage some of these things?
I did in 2010 before I started the PhD, because this was all kind of happened. It was quite random. I got into it. I was in a play in the West End. I had 6 lines, but I was in a play, and come on. And when you're in work as an actor, you then don't really have to do all your hustle jobs, and suddenly you are free to do things like thinking and enjoying things and paying your bills. And I had this secondhand book of suffrage plays, and I never did the suffragettes at school ever. So the whole thing was new to me. And then started having readings in my dressing room and getting friends over. And then we staged a reading at the Novello Theatre. And because I knew all those streets, I worked in a lot of those theatres, and it wasn't that long ago. And people go, you could write a play. And I was like, no, I'm not a playwright. I don't know what I'm doing with this. And then it all went a bit far, and I signed up to a PhD, didn't have funding. And then I thought, hang on, have I lost my mind? Because this isn't really a thing. And so I put on 3 plays, suffrage plays, in the Union Theatre, which at that time was cool. I'm sure it still is, but like the little, the fringe venues pop up, and staged them. We had Sam Bond direct one of them. That's very cool. She was the first kind of top turn I'd met who already knew about this. And I thought people would come and go, well done you, how very noble. Women in big hats, good for you. And what happened was, people were in the bar afterwards going, oh, this is so funny, all these comic characters and this ticklish stuff. And I was like, oh no, there is something here. But I have worked a lot, particularly with a feminist theatre company called Scary Little Girls, on living literature walks, commissioning new material and stuff. Thing is, the suffragettes the suffrage theatre makers weren't dressing up. They wrote new work. They didn't do all female Shakespeare. They made new work about what was going on, and they were in the now, absolutely talking about issues, talking about the campaign, talking about relationships, talking about work, talking about all kinds of things. And so I never wanted to kind of historicise them for my work. So when we've done living literature walks and stuff, I've been able to use a wide range of performers and use bits of shows, but also, if we don't have those plays, commission them and create new work that kind of brings those ideas to life. And really make it relevant to the people who are performing it and the people who are experiencing it, in order for me to best represent the energy of that movement, which was, let's make new theatre about now, and let's be experimental with this work, and let's make it participatory, and let's make it site specific, and let's rather than sort of let's do a wonderful Edwardian play in a big theatre, because that's, for me, that's not what they were doing.
I suppose it's easy to, with any sort of like political movement or activism from the past that you look at with a historical lens, it's easy to look at it from one perspective, that's like, this is what they did and this is what they achieved, and these are the people that died or whatever. Whereas actually in reality, the activism is happening everywhere, in all sort of like, if you are somebody who makes theatre already and something terrible is happening, you're going to do something in the world that you know about. So like, I don't know, it's just interesting to think about like the suffragette movement, but from a different perspective than like what I was taught in school.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
And I think what I love is theatre people using their powers for good.
Yeah.
And coming together and going, right, what can we do and how can we be helpful and how can we create really sort of inclusive, playful work that is a great fundraiser, but also helps discuss things. And there were just so many brilliant men involved. That's been a whole part of the research. That's been great. And across so many genres. It's fun. It's really fun to research. And it's full of things like jiu-jitsu and puppetry and palmistry and comedy, lots of broad comedy. And that's really fun too. It's a joy. So I did the research, did the book of the research, did a couple of books of plays, did some exhibitions, and then happened to do it. So by the time I finished 3 years later, it was the 2018 centenary. So I ended up working in Parliament, but mostly did a board game, did a card game, did kind of good stuff, and I was doing stuff on the radio. And and now I'm doing it for pleasure. Yeah.
Which is a dream, really.
But it's too niche. No one's ever really asked me to teach it. I do guest lectures occasionally, but it's so niche, so niche that I've never run a course on it.
But it seems there's so much to it.
I agree with you. I would think so.
But it only affects 50% of the population.
Yeah. Old school. But it just
affects 100% of the population, but you know what I mean.
Well, I couldn't start my first year. I couldn't start, and then I was out in. Do you remember that show called Stickman?
No.
Oh my god!
So I did
that.
That
shit was crazy.
Well, it became
a theatre.
But then it's Julie Dawson thing.
I worked at the King's when Jesus Christ! I worked at the King's.
Oh, so I did that in the Fringe in 2010 in the Purple Cow, the upside down Purple Cow. Yeah. So I was Stick Lady Love in that. I was too old, but we were in Hong Kong, and it was end of 2010. I put those plays on. I didn't have much money to start the PhD because I didn't have funding. I didn't know what I was doing. And the Hong Kong producer gave me enough money to start my first year part-time. And so then I started part-time in 2011. Wow. And then once I was in the system, I then applied for funding from Equity because I've been a member for over 10 years. I could apply to the Benevolent Fund. And so Equity gave me enough money to pay my fees. And then I just worked dressing, box office, all the way through, and finished it by 2015. So I kind of did it in 3.5 years.
Class.
But it was all kind of, that had come from theatre, and so it felt like it was part of the expression of that. So Ada doesn't really fit in it. However, Ada did start, when I was first starting, Ada did start doing lots of feminist conferences and feminist events. And I what I loved was the fact that they hadn't, like the first Women's Equality Party conference, and I loved the fact they hadn't hired me to stroke my beard and go, oh, suffragettes, rah, 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 rah. They'd hired me to go, look at the duck. And I loved that I was doing my party piece, as part of the fundraising thing, as people had done. So that's been the only kind of resonance. But I've tried not to blur the worlds, because I didn't want people to think I was a shit cabaret performer just trying to shoehorn in theatre, or a shit academic going, I also do this in a wig. I was like, it's different lives.
With both things, they inform each other subliminally. They wouldn't exist without each other.
Yeah, they're both genuine expressions of passions. I'm very lucky to be able to follow those. I don't quite know what it's going to be, but my whole thing was to just get more information out there so people could find out and share. I've done so much stuff of please take this, play with it, make your own stuff. There are different sides to this story, please be playful with them. So just trying to give information because it's a small world. And I came to it relatively late, not quite old comedians, but relatively late, and wasn't 23 and I'm doing my PhD.
So very cool.
Jiu-jitsu.
I'm hoping to see Ada do some jiu-jitsu. That'd be great.
I wonder if she could do jiu-jitsu.
I can imagine Ada doing jiu-jitsu, or possibly Tai Chi sort of thing. Talking about her Tai Chi instructor and stuff. I can see a show in that. I can see it.
Can you catch my board of energy?
Exactly.
Brace.
I just want Ada to have a sword.
Shit, I did. Do you know what? I did my... Oh, it's very... I learned sword fighting. I did my level 2 rapier and dagger on stage at the Globe exhibition space because the guy... the guy who was running, basically was teaching sword, rapier and dagger. He was a fight director. He was teaching on the exhibition space at the Globe for tourists to come around, but you were actually learning. So they were watching you learn, and then I kind of learnt up and did my exam.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm probably out of date now. But that was really good fun.
So cool.
It was so much fun.
I want to see Ada doing a swashbuckling adventure.
Swashbuckling
adventure.
It would be tremendous. Maybe could she fight? I had to fight. to fight in as Queen Rat. I fought the cat. I so would have won. Whatever. I had a pin that I whacked around the face with a giant rolling pin, which should have been, frankly, been the end of it. Everyone could see that. Goodies, baddies, whatever.
Whatever.
You should, teach the kids that sometimes
Violence is the answer.
Sometimes violence is the answer, and sometimes the good doesn't will out, or whatever the phrase is.
Good does not prevail.
Exactly.
Evil prevails.
Evil prevails.
Yeah.
And the Queen Rat is my favourite.
And that's the moral of this
That's
story.
the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Actually, in saying that, we are coming to the close of our time here. Before we do that, one thing is you have a chance to plug a thing.
Big plugs. I don't know. Follow her on social media because that matters nowadays. Please, particularly Instagram. I'm trying on TikTok. I cannot work out the algorithm of TikTok.
No idea.
I'm obsessed with scrolling on it, but I can't work out how to get views on it. I was on Paulie Goldfish TikTok.
Oh wait, what?
It's a really needy algorithm. It just, you watch one thing and it goes.
Oh yeah, they just give you a thousand.
I don't want to watch a million Paulie Goldfish.
What's Paulie Goldfish?
It's a sad side of TikTok.
Is he the one that cries? No. There's a guy that's
Paulie Goldfish. No, like literally like ill goldfish.
That's
a good name. Paulie Goldfish.
Paulie Goldfish.
He's called Paulie.
Paulie Goldfish sounds like some sort of low-level mafia enforcer. Hey, it's Paulie Goldfish. You're sleeping with the goldfish tonight.
You're gonna be a star, kid.
That's like that loan shark in Buffy. You know, when it's like a shark. The knockoff is Paulie Goldfish. Wheeler dealer.
So poorly. Sorry, part of that says
Paulie. Unwell Goldfish.
Is it an AI thing?
No, they're creepy.
Yeah. So it's just a sick goldfish.
That's
quite sad.
I know. I was on that eagle one before, Jackie and Shadow. You know the eagle? It's very strange.
We have quite different
algorithms.
Well, I've got Ada's TikTok and my TikTok.
Right. Well,
interesting.
Do you go when you're on the Ada's? Do you view it through her eyes? Like, what would
Ada wouldn't like
that.
Yeah. Not interested.
Ada would repost.
But then we did in Panto. We did that. You know that Sesame Big Binge Energy. We did that. The problem is because I don't look like that all the time. Otherwise, I'd be on it. I'd be on those dances and things all the time.
That is so
that
funny.
would be sick.
It would be good.
Binge energy. Love that.
That is
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. That's a rhyme melody. Pete and Baz. If Ada could one day, Pete and Baz. I love Pete and Baz.
If you could get on a song with Pete and Baz,
Can you even imagine?
That might happen.
I love that. Stepped into the building. I love that.
Good.
And their gold rings clink when I'm passing the glass. That is Ada.
Yeah.
That is Ada.
Oh my god.
Pete, Baz, and Ada Campe would be.
Oh my god.
I don't want to step on Queen Vic's toes in any way.
No.
But I could just, if I could,
an extra role.
I
Because
love.
they've got the Northern Boys as well. Is that what
Yes.
they're called? The other old men who are like.
I love a bit of grime. I'm a big grime fan.
Wow.
We simply don't have the time.
I love the wordplay. That, like Lady Leisha.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Like
So
that
sick.
3am in Brum song, which says, when there's trouble you desert, you're a cheesecake person. I'm like,
You're a cheese
Leisha,
person.
love that.
So good.
Sorry.
No,
I agree.
never apologise.
How can you talk my name when you ain't even brushed your teeth?
Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth.
Bish bash bosh, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Maybe Ada Grime is the
I think there's
thing we've been
something in
missing.
I think this is
Don't
maybe
think
it.
you're buff because you're wearing contour.
Yeah.
I think there's something that she says is on that same song, and it's like
Queen's Speech.
yeah, and it's don't get the dirt on me. You're gonna go get your cousin like that.
That's that meme, isn't it?
Yeah. You're gonna go get your cousin.
I used to love Dizzy Rascal, but I still listen to that sometimes. That's on Ada's playlist.
What?
Dizzy Rascal is it from Maths
one?
and English? It's hardback. It's like early Dizzy.
Is it fix up, look sharp?
It's on that same album.
Stop. Look sharp.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
that's
love-
the vibe of tonight. But I'm going to
Oh my
make
God,
it.
yes!
Oh my
Sounds
god,
good.
yeah. It's that hardback. It's the one about like the advice about the industry. It's that one. Oh, I love it. I love early Dizzy.
Yeah.
And yeah, fan.
If only we spoke about
Dizzy
this.
Rascal, come on the pod.
So there's one more thing.
So there's one last thing we do, which is
Sorry.
we do
No, that was so fun.
Never apologise. We do our icebreaker at the end because we're quirky, and so Molly's going to think of something off the top of her head. Go.
It's lunchtime.
It's not.
well, in your head. Close your eyes. Think of a magician. No. What's your ideal soup and sandwich combo?
Oh, this is a good one. Oh my god.
I can answer the sandwich bit first.
Okay.
Granary bread,
I'm so
butter,
hungry.
mango chutney,
Oh,
smoked salmon, smoked bacon,
I'm getting lost.
Shut up.
sandwich of kings,
I've never.
smoked salmon, smoked bacon, and mango chutney.
Fucking hell.
She's a smoky sandwich.
Delicious, sweet,
Salty.
the textures,
I
yum.
think I would either love that. Oh yeah, because it's crunch. It got a bit crunch, crispy bacon.
Good.
What kind of soup you having with that?
Vietnam.
I might go spinach.
Oh.
I know that's a bit rogue. Normally I'd be like, bang, minestrone, but
Get that on a fucking t-shirt. Normally I'd be like, bang, minestrone.
picturing it, I think that green, like spinach and nettle, a nice spinach and nettle soup with maybe like a thing of creme fraiche in it.
like
And
swirl.
then you've got this sort of quite green, earthy, thin but soup. And then you've got this orange, textured,
Madness, yeah.
yummy sandwich.
It's a solid answer. It's a really solid answer.
Anyone? Yeah.
You can tell you played the harp, though. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, that's quite.
You can make an excellent tomato soup by getting a fuck ton of tomatoes and
No way.
put them in like a big baking dish. Maybe some chop up some peppers too. Put some olive oil on them and salt and pepper. Put it in the oven for ages so they all go all soft and basically melted. And then you blend that with coconut milk, I think. And
Yum.
maybe put some more herbs and spices in it. And it's just it's so nice immediately. You barely have to do anything to it. So I'd have that soup. Honestly, with just a grilled cheese. Maybe with caramelized onions.
Maybe.
Oh wait, in the soup, in the roasting tomatoes, you have to put
Some
garlic and onion as well.
Yeah.
Simple but a classic.
I think that's okay. Mine's quite
That's
simple.
you.
Thanks.
I think I'm honestly going tuna melt and a nice tomato soup. That's me.
You can't copy me.
I said tuna melt.
Are you
Yeah.
going Heinz tomato soup?
I think maybe. But tar it up a little bit, like a bit of Worcestershire sauce in it, maybe some hot sauce, just to kind of,
Worcester. Ooh.
Worcestershire, yeah, just to sort of because I always think that every time they make these things healthy, they take the good things out. I'd have to add salt back in. Because they took it all out to make it healthy, but I'm like, yeah, I need some more.
Wait, what have they taken salt out of?
Everything. It's why nothing tastes
No,
so good.
only
If I
to
had a
get the
pot noodle,
reduced
they're
salt
rubbish.
version.
Someone once said the 3 hardest things to say is "I love you," "I'm sorry," and Worcestershire sauce. That was from the internet, and I
good
read
though.
it once. And I thought it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard. And my soup and sandwich. My nan used to make. Oh, she still does make the watercress soup.
Oh,
And I know. I'm with you. I hear you. I'm there. You think that's not going to fill me up? What am I going to have after
Is
that?
it water and watercress?
No, it's so delicious. It's got the root vegetables in it as well, and it's just so much watercress.
So it's
and
not
it's
just
so.
watercress soup.
Did I silence you when you were saying your soup and sandwich?
Mine was easy to understand.
Watercress, got some veg in it, lots of salt. Ooh, so much salt. Some kind of double cream in
and
it.
beef, clearly.
Yeah. Double cream. And then she'd fry some bread for the croutons on the top. Ooh, and I would have that, please, Nine. Thank you.
Sorry for insulting your soup, Nine.
And then my sandwich, I think I would have.
Club sandwich. Sorry, I was trying to think of other
okay.
sandwiches. Sorry.
My family would call me a liar if I said that I did it. I think they would want me to say pita bread with a bit of mayo and some ham. And
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Can I change mine?
I hate that one.
No, honestly, that was what I would have at school. I'd
Cold pita bread.
no toasted pita bread.
Okay, that makes it a bit
I could
better.
definitely think of a better sandwich, but I'm too hungry.
I want to
think.
change. I'm changing it to a chicken bacon club sandwich and my mum's lentil soup. That's probably actually preferable.
Oh,
Sandwich. I can't think of a better combination of sandwich.
I do like a tuna melt though. They're good. Sandwiches are great. Could sandwiches sponsor us?
Sponsor
I want to get
Sponsored by
sandwiches. Thank you.
Big Sandwich, if you're listening.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Or a nice, like a cheddar and chive bagel sliced in half, bit of cream cheese.
Great. Well, this has been fantastic.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure. It's been much appreciated.
Thanks for
and
having me.
I hope
I'm
the weekend
excited.
was great. It's going to be exciting.
I'm excited. I'm your technician for tonight.
Is there going to be some hardcore grime?
Fix up, look sharp. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm
Excellent.
excited. I'm going to go eat soup and sandwich.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.